Hello and welcome to California. Mazda Laguna Seca Raceway is the venue for week 9 of the Team Hard online touring car series. This 2.3 mile course will play host to 3 14-lap races tonight. With the average speeds of over 80 miles an hour in the infamous corkscrew turn 8, this track challenges even the best of drivers. With just 6 races left to run in the series, Track Saban's 144-point lead over DI Ball leaves him in the driving seat of this championship. Rob Racer UK can still secure second if he has a good week's racing, while MTG Vicious, Captain Storer and UKOG Crony are still mathematically in with a shot off the title. Before we kick off race 1, let's take a look at a lap of this track with championship leader Track Saban. So as you head towards the start-finish line to start our lap, this first section, it's really easy to lose the car here over the crest. The car goes light, now prepped for the downhill braking into turns 1 and 2. It's really easy to lose the front of the car and run wide on the exit of turn number 2, so be careful, measure the power, don't hit it too hard, and power on the exit. Pull the car over to the left-hand side for this tricky turn 3. Stay in third gear as you come through here, use all the curb on the exit under the Continental Bridge as you head towards turn number 4. This is quite a quick corner, but it's deceptively tight. You can carry a lot of speed if you use the curb on the exit. Nice flat little right-hander as you head into turn number 6. Use all the camber of the road and the curb as you head up the hill now, under the bridge, getting ready for the corkscrew. Turn number 7, this is a really fast corner again, really easy to clip the curb, bounce yourself over and off the track on the right hand side there. Next up is turn number 8, this is the corkscrew, this is the one everyone talks about. Get the car set up on the right hand side, use the curb, break down into second, use all the curb on the first apex, all the curb on the second, run out wide towards the exit and then into turn number 9. This is a very fast corner, use the camber of the road to carry the speeds and head through. Use the curb on the exit. Just 2 corners left to go before we're home and safe. Again, it's really easy to cut the barrier on the inside and ruin your race. And it's really important to get this final hairpin correct. Use the curb on the way in, the curb on the middle, and the curb on the way out to get a perfect run as you head towards the start-finish line for a lap of Laguna Seca. Now, let's head over to the grid for race number 1. So it's lights out and away we go. Solid start by the Civic. Mercedes gets a better run, but the BMW around the outside. Oh, there's contact there. That's the Stealth BM. Looks like he's got into the lead. That's King Benji holds lead into turn number 1. He's head into the braking zone. Where's that Chevrolet come from? That's a massive dive down the inside. Be amazing if he can hold that. No, he's not. He's off. Oh, there's contact in the background. There's one of the Hondas been spun round. Looks like a Mercedes off towards the outside of the track. But it's the Stealth BMW that leads. Let's take a look at what happened behind. Looks like we've got one of the Audis all crossed up. That's Millsy all crossed up there with another Honda on the inside of him. That's a classic case of 4 into 1 didn't go. And yes, that's founded by Abyss. Spat out towards the exit there. So we rejoin the leaders. This is Tom Crony and DI Ball. That's a massive dive from the Chevrolet. He'll be lucky if he holds that one, but this time it looks like it's paid dividends. As the Chevrolet now moves up into second position, DI Ball's not letting him go. Dave pushes him along, Arnie's off the road. As DI Ball gone wide, that's going to allow the Civic back down the inside as they head into the corkscrew for the first time of asking. Will they all get through here cleanly? A little bit of a slide from the Civic. Contact from the Mercedes, they're both off, they're both wide. Looks like they're both just about going to hold on. That looks like Saban getting into the battle there. Now Saban's got Vicious. Vicious is attacking him down around the outside. That would be amazing if he can hold that off. And looks like the Honda has managed to get in front of the Mercedes. That's not the sort of move that Saban normally allows, so must be an issue with that Mercedes, as the Honda seems to be outpacing him. But Saban's not going to let him get away here as the braking markers sort of disappeared there. As you can see, the Honda's now in front of the Mercedes in front. That's the car spun car has now managed to get in front of the Team Hard Mercedes for third place. Now they're fighting, heading up towards turn number 7. Tom is pushing that BMW about as hard as it will go. Will he be able to hold on? This is one of Benji's best positions he's been in, but he's off the road. That's allowed a load of cars through. And there's Dave Bohr now up into second position behind UKOG Crony. Crony's got an outside shot at the title here. This is exactly what he needs. As Ball runs wide again, he does not like the corkscrew. As the Civic goes off as well, will that allow Vicious up into second position? The Honda has a look, but he slots back into third position. But this fight is going to get very tasty very, very quickly. Saban on board now, championship leader, looking to make up some positions, make up some points. And he's had a look on DI Board, not quite made the moves. They head through turn 7. Will Board get through there this time nice and cleanly? Absolutely inch perfect line. Riding on board now with Saban. He's got Dave Bohr in front. Little bit of a touch there. That's Bohr, he's going a little bit quick. He's off, he's in the barriers. That is Dave Bohr's day run. DI Boy's off in the barriers. Here we go, Rob Racer trying to make up some positions, see if he can gain second position back in the championship. Now the DI Bohr is out of the way, the BMW locks up, Racer down the inside, fantastic move there from Rob. That's allowed baseline through as well, so fantastic move there. 2 positions lost for the blistering BMW. Let's find out what happened here. We saw the Mercedes sat off towards the exit. This is Hoppers, heads over the start-finish line, up over the crest. Car goes light and straight into the wall. Not really much could have done there. That's just the car dropping it. And now let's see what happened. That's contact between Benji and Penfold as he tried to lap him. That's not worked out well for Penfold. Let's see what happens here. He's on the curb. He's lost it. He's into the pit wall. So that is why Penfold is now off. UKOG Crony now has a couple of seconds lead over the pair of Civics that are chasing him, but those Civics are closing him down. They're pushing about as hard as they can to close that gap for first place. As we see now, Tom is right on the rear bumper of the Chevrolet. He's really on the rear bumper now. This could be a move for the lead as he head through turn number 9. That Civic's got much more grip than the Chevrolet. The Chevrolet runs wide. He's going to have a look into turn 10. This isn't really an overtaking point. Let's have a look. He goes for he has a bit of a slide. That's going to allow Vicious to close up in the other Honda. Down the inside, Vicious pulled this move around the outside of Saban before, and that is Vicious up into P2. Now it's his turn to have a crack at that Chevrolet. So Vicious and Tom have been catching the Chevrolet of UKOG Crony for the last couple of laps. This is where the Hondas are strong. This final sector is where most of the moves have come from this pair. They head through. That Chevrolet takes another wide line through turn 9 into turn number 10. Vicious takes a bit of a look. Tom couldn't get that move off, but that could be just enough to get Vicious down the inside now. He heads towards the final hairpin. This has been his favourite overtaking manoeuvre. He has a look down the inside, can't get the power down. The Chevrolet retains first position to head across the start-finish line into the downhill braking of turn number 1. Will Vicious fancy a move? It's going to have to be a really late Max Verstappen-esque lunge if he's going to have a crack. But Crony's been pulling them all day. He's had a go. Vicious is down the inside. The pair are side by side heading through turn number 2. It looks like the Honda's just in ahead, but Chevrolet isn't letting him have it. The pair still side by side to head through turn number 3. This could end badly. This could end up with first position for the second Honda. Down the inside, 2 guys in 1. Thank you very much. And the Karting Honda heads up into first position. That's WA10 Tom capitalising on a bit of a battle there for the Chevrolet and the Honda behind. Vicious isn't going to like that. And Vicious is now back on the tail of the Chevrolet. He has a look at his favourite overtaking position. The Chevrolet, oh, he's gone off, he's gone wide. That throws away second position there for the Chevrolet. UKOG Crony is going to have to settle for third position. But they couldn't catch up to WA10 Tom, who's coming through to take his first victory of the series. So it is victory for the Karting Honda. WA10 Tom comes through in first position. MTG Vicious comes home in second place to make it a Honda 1-2. And UKOG Crony has to settle for third position. As we see confirmation there of the results. WA10 Tom comes home in first position. MTG Vicious in second. UKOG Crony has to settle for third position with championship leader Track Saban in fourth. Celtic Fox in the BMW. Strong finish in fifth. Pronag Race in sixth. Yorkie in seventh. Captain Sora 8th, Dazzle FC 9th, DI Boar recovered back to 10th position after the off at the corkscrew, still ahead of championship rival Rob Racer UK, rounding out the top 12 was founded by Abyss in the Mercedes. So the grid for race number 2 is the finishing positions for race number 1. Lights go out, away we go. The Honda's off to a slow start behind. Vicious gets a slow start. The Chevrolet, though, gets a fantastic start to take the lead. There's Celtic Fox, and it looks like Track Saban. They're also up towards the sharp end of the field here, into turn number 1 for the first time. Lots of guys running wide. There's a few cars off. There's Crony off there. Looks like we've lost the Honda in the background as well, but that's Track Saban takes the lead of race number 2. Boar versus Crony. This is the fight for 4th place. Crony recovering after losing out at the start. That's the Stealth BMW and Pronag. That's Benji and Pronag going at it now. Into turn number 6, heading towards the corkscrew for the first time of Askin. The BMW doesn't look too happy through there. Pronag's wide, but that might just about give him a run heading into the corkscrew. But Pronag's thrown it down the inside. He's shown the nose. It's going to be difficult to get that turn in. That allows Rob Racer to have a crack at him, but he can't get the power down. And that's not going to allow the Mercedes through on the other Mercedes, but he's down the inside of the Stealth BMW. Crony and Storer, this is the fight for 3rd position. Crony runs a little bit wide on the exit of the penultimate corner, heading into the final hairpin. That's looking at Storer, the Listerine BMW in front, because it doesn't quite get the power down properly. That's going to allow Storer to close right up onto the back of him. As he head now for the downhill braking of turn number 1, is Storer going to fancy a lunge? The BMW locks up. Storer doesn't fancy a lunge, but Crony goes for it. Down the inside, the Chevrolet on the Audi. They're both side by side. The move hasn't been fully done. Storer still having a look to get down the inside of Crony into turn number 3. The pair of them are going to run wide. All the curb is necessary here. A little bit of gravel as you see Boar coming wide as well. But there's the Chevrolet around the outside of turn 5. This is Millsy, Celtic Fox, and this is Kinky Cowboy. Not a massive fan of that name, but the AMS Honda seems to have the legs on the WeatherTech Audi there. They head through turn number 6. The Audi has a quick look at the Honda, can't quite get it done. As they head towards corkscrew now, Will Millsy fancy a dive down the inside. He's got the Celtic Fox BMW behind him for comfort. Celtic Fox down the inside. That's not really an overtaking manoeuvre, as the BMW has a crack, but it doesn't come off. That's allowed the AMS Honda to catch up to the case pack BMW of our Greenwood there. Will this be a move heading through the penultimate corner? The Honda gets the power down, the BMW doesn't really, and that is the AMS Honda up in position on the case pack BMW. DI Boar now having a look on the Listerine BMW. This is still the fight for 3rd place between the two. Contact between the Auto Bright and the Listerine car. Will that push the BMW wide? He just about keeps the car on the road. As behind you see Pronag and Storer starting to get into it there. That's the Auto Bright car in 4th position. Pronag now having a look down the inside of Captain Storer. Will that move come off? The Audi runs a little bit wide. Doesn't need the curb, but that allows Pronag to get up a position. The Auto Bright car now falling behind after a little bit of a run on the gravel. But now Auto Bright versus the Audi. The Auto Bright Mercedes down the inside as he heading towards corkscrew. This is going to be a very brave move from DI Boar if he can pull this off. The Audi looks to cover. He's gone a little bit too quick. He's off. Will he keep it out the barriers? It's very good driving there to keep that Audi out of the barriers. But he rejoins now just in front of King Benji. There's Rob Racer going off as well. Millsy versus MTG Vicious. The pair have been closing. Vicious looking to make up some ground after a really poor start. And it looks like the Audi is his next target. The Honda's been strong through this final sector. Will he be able to get a move done? The Audi looks to cover heading through the penultimate corner. As they have a look, that Storer around. There's a car in the middle of the track. As MTG Vicious has to go to the gravel to try and defend. But he takes a lunge on Millsy. There's contact between the two of them. Millsy's pushed out wide. He rejoins contact between the pair of them. And that's allowed Yorkie to come around the outside and to take the positions of the pair of them. Fantastic move there from Honda to gain 2 positions, but the fight behind isn't done yet. Vicious versus Millsy heading into turn 1. Millsy's got the advantage. He's got a little bit too quick though. He's run wide. That's allowed Vicious to come back down the inside. They're still not done here. Will Millsy take a look into turn number 3? The cat's not really there. The Audi's down the inside. He's thrown himself off wide. Let's take a look and see if we can find out what happens to that Audi that was sat in the middle of the track. Looks like Captain Storer's come through. He's just clipped the barrier on the inside there in the way of WA10 Tom. That's forced a few cars onto the gravel to take avoiding action. He's really lucky he wasn't collected there. Benji versus Cowboy here. For position, the AMS Honda's looking to make up another position on another BMW. This will be a brave move if he can get this down the inside of turn 7. But the BMW slid wide. He's all sorts of sideways. They head towards the corkscrew to allow the Honda down the inside. Benji now has to defend from W8N Tom. These two had it coming together in the first race. It ended up with the BMW being spat out towards the outside of turn number 7. Looking like he lost it on the curbing. Bit of a gap now between the Honda and the BMW, but the Honda has been really good on the brakes compared to the BMW and on the power. The Honda down the inside, there's contact between the pair of them. The BMW's pushed around. Will he keep it out of the barrier? Not quite. These two Mercedes have been absolutely inseparable. It's the Wix Filters car versus the Auto Bright car. Rob Racer versus D.I. Bohr. These two are second and third in the championship, but they are the other way round compared to the way they are in this race. But it looks like there's a couple of cars trying to get involved in this battle. D.I. Bohr tries it around the outside. He runs wide. Instead of gaining a position in the championship, he's lost a position in the race to Celtic Fox in the GoPro BMW. That looks like Yorkie and the Honda's trying to get around the outside as well. That's going to leave D.I. Bohr and the Auto Bright Direct car under threat from Pronag Racing in the Lifeshine Auto Glim car as well. Looks like the BMW's been crossed up. That's the BMW of Celtic Fox diving into the pit lane. So it looks like he's got a problem there as Dave Bohr tries to get involved in a battle with the Honda in front. Auto Bright Direct, Lifeshine and Carspunk, the battle of the car cleaning giants, heading towards turn number 7, and it's currently Auto Bright Direct who are out in front. D.I. Bohr in the Mercedes managing to hold off Pronag Racing at the moment. The pair of them eating a little bit of gravel there as you ride on board with Pronag heading up towards the corkscrew. There's the Carspunk car looking around the outside. Down the inside though goes Pronag in the Lifeshine cars. The Hondas all sorts of crossed up behind. The good run from Pronag heading across the start-finish line against D.I. Bohr. Will he be able to get the move into turn 1? He looks like he's got the move done before turn number 1. But will D.I. Bohr be able to defend? No, he won't. But Pronag's run a little bit wide under braking. That's going to allow the Auto Bright Direct car back down the inside. Not quite though. He doesn't quite have the legs to get up the inside of the Auto Glim car. As that is now Auto Glim leading the battle of the car cleaning giants, but he's off and over the curb. That's going to allow D.I. Bohr and the Auto Bright car down the inside. Not quite got the position there, but that's the Carspunk car around the outside of turn 5. Pronag versus W8N Tom into the corkscrew. Pronag runs wide. Tom's using the curb as well. As D.I. Bohr in the background uses a bit more curb as well. The Hondas again are really strong through the final sector. And that is a move against Pronag up for the Carspunk Honda. That's a position gain, and Carspunk leading the battle of the car cleaning giants. But that's the Auto Bright Direct car under threat now from the Cataclean Mercedes and the Listerine BMW. The BMW's tried to throw it down the inside. Bohr's on the curbs. Vicious has just got all three of them. Vicious on Pronag now. He's managed to catch up to the Mercedes in front. Will he take a move around the outside of the final hairpin? He loves this corner for an overtaking manoeuvre. He has a look. He's round the outside. Will he get the power down? Not quite, but it's going to be a drag race across the line. Vicious versus Pronag as they head towards the turn 1 braking zone. Will he be able to get the move done? No, he's not. Vicious, though, still around the outside. This will be a good move if he can pull it off. Looks towards the inside, down the inside of the Mercedes. And that is a position up for the MTG Vicious Honda. It's been quite an uneventful race for our championship leader. But is it a surprise to see Track Saban once again come across the finish line to notch up another victory in this championship, extending his championship lead? It's going to be pretty hard to deny him the championship at this rate. Take a look at the rest of the results confirming there. Track Saban takes the victory ahead of UKOG Crony. Kinky Cowboys and the Honda comes home in 3rd. Rob Racer 4th. W8N Tom finishes 5th. Yorkie 6th after a drag race to the line. MTG Vicious 7th. Pronag Racing 8th. Dazzle FC 9th. Founded by Abyss 10th. R Greenwood 1, 2, 3 and 11th. And Captain Storer rounds out the top 12. So the final race of the night is a full reverse grid. Championship leader Saban is going to be heading off the back. If race 2 is anything to go by, race 3 is going to be action-packed as well. As we head down towards the grid, it's Hoppers and Penfold on the front row. Lights go out, away we go. The two Mercedes get a solid start there. That's Penfold who's got the whole shot. Looks like Benji and the BMW's had a fantastic start. He's down the inside as they head over the crest into turn number 1. The BMW leads the opening lap here of race number 3. Penfold's there in 2nd position. Looks like the NHS Audi is heading there into 3rd position. And that's Devil's Boogeyman has managed to get himself up into 4th as Penfold and Benji, the Mercedes versus the BMW, they're fighting out for the lead as the car goes way off towards the back end of the picture. But it's Benji versus Penfold as they head around towards turn number 6 for the first time of asking. And that looks like Celtic Fox down the inside of the NHS Audi. That's a fantastic start from Celtic Fox. He had problems in race 2, meaning he had to pull off into the pit lane. That's paid him dividends in this race as they head towards turn number 7. Just before the corkscrew at the NHS Audi off. Penfold's off as well. So it's now a BMW 1-2. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Contact between Benji and Penfold. That forced both of them wide and it's allowed Celtic Fox to come through. So Bohr, Baseline, Millsy all having a fight there. That's a battle of the Audis down the inside. Side by side coming through the corkscrew. They're still side by side. There's contact between the Listerine BM and the Carspun car behind. That's a fantastic start for Tom there. He's up into what looks like 7th position already as Millsy and Baseline are still going at it. Lock up from Millsy in the gold gold Audi. That'll have the Carspun car now. They go 3 wide into the final hairpin. Down the inside of the Carspun car on Baseline in the yellow and pink Audi. The Audi's got the power heading down the straight and over the start finish line for the first time. Tucked into the draft, there's 3 Audis now running in a line. It's Millsy, Baseline, W810 Tom in the Carspun Civic. Will Baseline take a look around the outside into turn number 1? He takes a look, doesn't come off, but that's the Carspun car down the inside instead. He's now behind Millsy. Let's see what can happen here as the Carspun car off the back end of the field is now up into 6th place. Baseline's not letting them have it. The Listerine car now looking to get back into this fight. On board with the Listerine BMW of Dazzle FC. The Carspun car's held it around the outside. That'll give him the inside into turn number 6. That looks like that position is done and dusted. That's Tom there. He's now down the inside. Millsy at the front locks up. The rear end of the Audi doesn't quite look as planted as it could be, but it looks like the WA10 Tom Carspun car is on for another good result here. As he heads through here, oh, he's in the barriers, he's off! Let's take a look at Millsy into the corkscrew on Devil Boogeyman. He's all locked up at the rear end using the handbrake as Boogeyman is off and in the gravel. Goodbye from him. Let's take a look behind. He's got the Listerine car on Baseline. The Listerine BMW's gone off wide. Yorkie's taking a chunk out of him. Stora's taking a chunk out of him as well. But there's Baseline now has got a solid result going on here. Yorkie's going to have a quick look. And is that championship leader Saban? Yes, it is. Saban's up towards the sharp end of the field. Fantastic start from last on the grid for Track Saban. He's having a run now on Captain Stora down the inside as he head across the start-finish line over the crest into the downhill braking of turn number 1. Looks like the Mercedes just about has the legs on the Audi. Lock up from the BMW behind. He makes a slight bit of contact, pushes the Mercedes wide. The BMW's down the inside is contact between Biggie and looks like the case pack car as Pronag is turned around behind. But looking at Saban on the Listerine BMW's right on the rear bumper there as we go on board now with Track Saban, championship leader, looking to cement his championship lead as Stora's muscled off onto the gravel and Mercedes down the inside of the BMW before they even get to turn 6. Stora's still there though. Saban, Stora, Dazzle and the BMW's down the inside. Contact between the two of them as they make a run now up towards turn number 7. All 3 of them amazingly got away with that. This is Bohr on Benji. Benji's had a couple of decent runs, but only to end up being taken out by other drivers. That's Bohr safely through on the inside of Benji. This is probably one of Bohr's better runs, but the BMW's not letting him have it. But that is the Auto Bright Direct car up into what I believe is 2nd position now. So next target, the championship leader Saban, is Captain Stora in the Audi. Stora runs wide, uses a lot of the curves. Saban gets a pretty good line through the corkscrew. Diving down the inside of turn number 9, heading up towards turn number 10. This is where Stora had an issue in the last race. He ended up spinning himself round, clipping the barrier. Will he avoid it this time? Yes, he does, but he's gone wide enough off on the gravel That's allowed Saban, as you can see there, through and to take the position. Will that allow the BMW to take a shot? Lock up from the BMW, takes a look down the inside, doesn't quite get the power down, and Storer gets to hold onto the position. So Vicious, Rob Racer, and that looks like Devil's Boogeyman and the orange Audi. They're all fighting over the position now. Vicious down the inside of Rob Racer. He takes a look down the inside of Devil's Boogeyman. That's the Honda gaining 2 positions down the inside. That'll be a good move if he can pull that off. And let's take a look at the next camera shot. Has he made the move stick? Yes, he has. But Rob Racer and Boogie are going at it now into turn number 6. Mercedes down the inside of the Audi. Thank you very much. So this is Pronag versus the NHS Audi. That's going to be a look around the outside for Pronag, who got spun around during the opening stages. But the Audi's wise to it. He stays on the inside. Just about runs the Mercedes out of room as they've got Cubs in the fake taxi Chevrolet in front. The Audi has a look down the inside but cannot hold Pronag off. That's a position up for Pronag there. He's going on board with the Audi. Let's see if we can see the Mercedes come around the outside. No, we can't, not just yet, as the Audi holds on, but there is the Mercedes taking the position. Crony versus Storer. These two are fighting up through the field, or at least attempting to. Crony down the inside, lock up from the Chevrolet. Fantastic move, he can pull it off. That's going to give the Audi, though, who's got a good run out of the corner. Drag race between the two saloons. It's the blue Chevrolet in front of the Captain Storer Audi as they head across the start-finish line, over the crest and into turn number 1. The Chevrolet holding it around the outside. Lock up there from the Chevrolet. Will he run wide? Allow the Audi through? No, he doesn't. Crony now on Millsy. Millsy runs a little bit wide onto the gravel. That's let the Chevrolet through. On board with Crony in the Chevrolet now. Will Millsy be able to fight back into the corkscrew? Lock up from the Audi. Big lock up from the Audi. But doesn't manage to get the position. Using all the curb, trying to get a good exit through the corkscrew. When we have a look down the inside of turn number 9. Using the camera of the road, but he doesn't quite do it. This is Vicious now, and the Honda catching up as he head into turn number 10. There was a bit of a coming together between these two in race number 2. Will we get the same thing in race 3? Vicious having a look at his favourite move around the outside of the final hairpin. Will he get a good run here? A bit of wheel spin from the Audi, but he just about holds off the Honda. Heading across the start-finish line into the downhill braking of turn number 1. Millsy, another look up. That Audi clearly doesn't like the heavy braking zones. But that's how Vicious to close up. A little bit of a nudge there from the Honda to the golden Audi. Will this end in tears again? This was the corner where Millsy speared off, but it's Crony now who speared off. We go on board with MTG Vicious as he looks to make the move. You got the Audi. Oh, he's come across the nose. The pair have took each other out once again. Coming together between Vicious and Millsy. Both are losing positions. While back in front, you've got Saban now on Yorkie. This is a fight for 3rd place between the pair of them. This is going to be a ballsy move from Saban if he can pull this off. Down the inside, just holds on. The pair of them stay on the road, side by side now, heading into the corkscrew. On board with the Honda. We'll be able to see the Mercedes go down the inside. Just about holds on. The pair of them right on the limits of grip. DI Ball now just holding into 2nd place, but with the speed that Saban's showing, you've got to start thinking that position isn't going to be holding on for very long for DI Ball. Yorkie now, he's having another go, seeing if he can get past the Mercedes. But Saban looks like he's got him covered. Fast forward a little bit, Saban now on the inside of 4th, throwing it to the inside of turn number 5. Good exit there. Will he be able to get the position before they head into turn number 6? And the team track car just about has the legs on the Auto Brake Mercedes. The Auto Brake car's gone wide. Will that allow Yorkie through? He's off on the gravel. That's Yorkie through into 3rd place. Fantastic move. Abyss and Penfold fighting it out. The two Mercedes, both with a wide bonnet, heading across the start-finish line. You've got the Carspunk car looming in the background. The pair have made contact. Penfold's off towards the scenery. Abyss is sideways. Just about gets the car turned in. But the Carspunk Honda's down the inside, gains the position as Abyss runs himself wide at turn number 3. No one has been able to challenge Celtic Fox in the BMW. The GoPro car is going to come across the line to take the final victory of the day. The BMW is victorious. Fantastic drive there from Celtic Fox. Let's have a look at the full results. So it is Celtic Fox that takes his 1st victory of the series. Championship leader Track Saving comes home in 2nd. Yorkie completes the podium in 3rd. UK OG Crony 4th. DI Ball recovers to 5th. Captain Storer 6th. MTG Vicious 7th. Rob Racer 8th. R Greenwood 9th. Dazzle FC 10th. Kinky Cowboys in 11th. And WA10 Tom rounds out the top 12 after that off. on the second lap. So let's take a look at what those three races have done for the championship. Track Sabre now leads on 1,649 points. Diablo second on 1,428. Rob Bracer third on 1,414. MTG Vicious, Captain Story, UKOG Crony 4th, 5th and 6th. It's really close now between the Honda and Captain Story's Audi over 4th place. But it really looks like Track Sabre now has an unassailable lead in the championship. Next time we go racing, it's going to be on the Mugello full circuit. So join us again for some more Team Hard action.